so they're. Go ahead.
How difficult?
I'm sorry, I'm just starting to hear you. Sorry, they just turned the volume up. Can you repeat that?
Yeah, you were a guy who transitioned from corner to safety in the NFL, and we've seen P.J. Williams be able to do it in the middle of a game. How difficult is that transition to make?
Yeah, it's tough, because everything changes from, the things that you see, what you have to see, your eyes, the angles of the game change. So it's a bit of a transition, but when you're a guy who's in that backup role and you're versatile, that's a very, very important job, and you've got to know kind of all of these different spots. It makes you more valuable to the team as well. So it's a little bit tough, but we're asking PJ to do a lot, based on our lineup and the depth that we have.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Malcolm, what do you think it is about you that makes you kind of excel in those like down in the box plays, making plays behind the line of scrimmage, sacks, that sort of thing?
For me, I put a lot of emphasis on my preparation and just visualizing, the game and getting a feel for it. What blocks look like, what do people's demeanor look like when they're, getting ready to pass or run, and just those small details that allow me to play fast and trust what I see. I think really that's the biggest thing, is preparing enough that when I get out there, things are moving fast. As a smaller guy who's in the box, I don't have time to waste or steps away. So a lot of preparation goes into being able to play fast and make plays. And, for me, I got to continue to do that to help our defense.
So would you say that's something that you've gotten better at as your career's progressed then, just as you've kind of gotten, I guess, more experience with that as a player?
100%. I think early in my career, I played more of the kind of nickel and free safety positions, but as I'm transitioning to more, nickel, slot, and down safety, I've been able to kind of adjust and get a real good feel for just being down in the box. Puts me around the ball, keeps me engaged. It's just something that I think better fits my skill set.
Next one's from Ed Daniels.
Malcolm, you guys are getting ready to start the next season. Do you think you were brought here to win those games? And when those games start, what can you bring as far as experience or know-how that you can contribute in those situations that are coming up?
Yeah, I think the first part of your question, everybody who's on this roster was brought here to help us win a championship. Point blank. I got a role just like anybody else. I think, my message to all of the teams that I've been on that have been going into this situation is just really, it's no different than any other game. Right now, we're not even thinking about, playoffs. We got to win this game in front of us. And that's really the mentality going forward. You don't change and turn on a switch once you get to the playoffs or get to games that mean more. It's the teams that allow the situation to change them that usually fold under the pressure. So for us, it's just about how do you stay consistent with what we've done all year. Prepare during practice, have fun, and go compete. On a Sunday, wherever it's at and what the situation is. The pressure of the game shouldn't change your preparation or how you approach it.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Malcolm, a couple guys were talking about kind of the mid-season point being like kind of a turning point for the defense. And I'm just wondering if there was, you were just talking about like, it's not like a light switch, but was there just something that just kind of clicked for y'all defensively that has made you all into this, top 5 unit right now?
I think a lot goes into that, commitments and adjustments from individual players, from coaching staff, from scheme, all of that. I think, a season is not about a race. You don't show up week 1, your best self and then maintain that throughout. You usually, gradually build, gradually improve. And I think for us, that's what it was. We figured out how to play, better with each other, how to complement each other, how to communicate better, what schemes, fit the personnel that we have. And as we continue to fine tune that, each week we played better. And so for us, we know what that formula is. We know how to, and it's still, changing depending on the lineup. And so for us, it's just about those details. How do we make sure that every time we step on the field, our communication, our scheme, and our understanding of what we're trying to do is not complicated and something that we don't have to second guess.
Next one's from Fletcher Mackel.
Malcolm, I have a non-Saints question here. Obviously, Ohio State is coming here to play. You played in a championship game for Ohio State in the Superdome. Do you talk to them virtually? Do you still reach out to people? I assume you'll be watching, or will you not have time, given the game Sunday for you all?
Yeah, I'm sure I'll watch the game. But no, I haven't been in touch with anybody on this team. It's been a while since I've been back, and especially this season, it's just been so crazy. But I'll definitely be watching. Once a Buckeye, always a Buckeye. Everybody want to act like we didn't deserve to be in there, so we'll take care of business.
All right, I think we're all set. Thank you, Malcolm.
All right.
First one's from Amy Just.
Hey Adam, excuse me. First time we've gotten to talk to you since I forget it was a week ago now. But when you caught that pass to set up Alvin's touchdown, what was going through your mind, and just knowing how close that you helped him get to making that history?
Well, if I'm being completely honest, I obviously knew he had a lot of touchdowns. I didn't know exactly how many, and to be completely honest, I was trying to score. So, I told him the next day in the training room, I was like, "You're welcome for being so slow," so he could get his 6th touchdown. But yeah, I mean, it feels great. He's a great guy, great player, and I'm glad it all happened for him.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
And I'm just curious what the kind of biggest takeaway has been for you in this rookie year. Like, what's the best lesson you've learned over these 15 games now?
I'd say consistency. You got to be consistent every week. And I've talked about this before, just earning the trust. And one of the ways you do that is being consistent every week. And, I've been trying to do that to the best of my ability. And that's how you stay in the game plan. That's how you stay active every week, just playing. So, and getting snaps. So really that's what I'd say I've learned the most, is just how important consistency is. And you got to be alert at all times, meetings, practices, walkthroughs, it doesn't matter. You just got to be super focused and really pay attention to everything that's going on.
Has it been what you expected, or has it been maybe a little bit different?
I don't know. I think it'd be what I expected. For sure. It's super. It's an intense. It's like we have a lot of fun, obviously, but it's also a very intense working environment. You walk out to walkthrough, you better know what you're doing. There's no I messed it up, we'll get it again, because we don't have the time. So yeah, I mean, I'll just go back to you gotta be on your P's and Q's and be ready for anything.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, is there a particular area where you feel you've really had to work at getting more consistent, and maybe on the flip side, an area where you thought you were able to kind of pick it up quickly?
Yeah, I mean, I got to work at everything, to be honest. Just continue to get better, and that's what you do as a tight end. You got to excel in 3 different areas of the game: run game, pass game, and then pass protection as well. So I'd say that the area I was most unfamiliar with coming in was definitely the pass protection. I didn't do much of that in college, but and I'm far from polished or anything like that. So I've been working at that. I work at that every day after practice, obviously during practice when I got to. And I feel more comfortable doing it, when I got to do it in games. I feel I'm more confident doing it. Run game, that was probably second. I did a lot of it in college and everything, so it wasn't foreign to me, but it was just, not messing up any you're too high, your hands miss, everything like that, like you're going to get taken advantage of. And obviously in college, at the level that I played at, that didn't really matter as much. So just being super technical and, pass game was always more natural to me. That's kind of how I started out in the position, as a pass catcher.
So, like you said, getting more consistent with that, is it nice to see, the work that you're putting in on that rewarded with the playing time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I want to play and I want to contribute. I want to be on the field as much as possible. And, I keep seeing increased, snaps on the field and everything like that. And clearly I think it's showing that I'm gaining the trust of people in the building, especially offensively. So, just stay on that track and continue to do that.
Next one's from Luke Johnson.
Feel free to tell me if this doesn't matter to you at all, but I'm curious, seeing a guy like Travis Kelce, for a while he was leading the NFL in receiving yards as a tight end. Just for a young guy who's playing that position, does that mean anything to you? Like seeing a guy, lead the NFL in receiving yards at your position?
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Obviously, he's the premier pass catching guy right now in the NFL at tight end for sure. He's playing tremendous, and yeah, I mean, I don't look at it necessarily from he's catching a lot of balls like maybe I will kind of thing, but it's good to see. Every year it feels like the tight end position becomes more and more important in the NFL. And that's all you can ask for. Like, there's more reliance in every single offense on tight ends, and obviously as a tight end, you love to see that. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely take notice of it and see it, and it's great for the position.
Okay, we're all set. Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
good answers and all that stuff, and you were the winner this year. So thank you for
Mike,
playing ball with us this year.
hey Mike, I missed everything you just said. They had the volume down.
That's all right. I said, hey, we vote every year on our Media Appreciation Award winner. Whoever helps us do our job the best, gives us good answers, good insight, and you were the winner this year. So thank you, congratulations, and thank you for
Appreciate
playing
that.
ball with us.
Where's my trophy?
I think Nick Underhill's working on that.
Oh, okay.
Something together in his-
All right, Nick. If I don't get my trophy, I know who to talk to.
I also wanted to ask you a couple of things. First of all, did you get that letter from the Grinch yet?
From the no. I get Shy Tuttle. Me and Shy right next to each other. He just asked me too, and I was like, I didn't get a fine yet, so I guess it was being nice this year. I didn't get anything for Christmas. I guess I'll count that as my Christmas gift.
And I noticed you retweeted what Son of a Saint put out, so you're kind of aware. Did you think that was cool how people then donating to the charity that you helped win some fantasy championships for?
Yeah, because I mean, people they strong about this fantasy football throughout the whole year. Like I'm talking about, they want you to play. If you, I don't want to even, echo some of the stuff that they message and say and tweet and stuff like that, but. It's just good to see people keep their word and they're, willing to donate. I guess I don't know how much people play fantasy football for. I never played it, but I guess it's a good thing, that they're willing to donate and keep their word. And it's going to a good organization, so just blessed to be able to help Son of a Saint at the same time.
Next one's from John Casager.
Alvin, one of the first pictures we see of you after the game is you on a bike with some kids.
Mm-hmm.
How many days after the game was that, and what led you to do that?
Oh, so that was so we played Friday. That was on Saturday. So I'm building a juice bar right on St. Charles, and I always see these kids like riding around riding bikes, and they kind of stopped and like asked me what I was doing. So I was kind of telling them, giving them some info, and then I was asking them about the bikes. So there's like these SC like big flyers, and they're telling me about the bikes, how much they cost, and this, that, and I'm like, dang. So one of the kids, like, he had like just a regular mountain bike, and the other two had the nice bike, like the SC big flyer. So I'm like, I had some cash on me. I'm like about to pay one of my workers that was finishing some stuff up for me in the juice bar, and I'm like, hey, how much that bike cost? Like, and then he started telling me, and I just gave him the money. I'm like, man, go buy. If next time I see you, you better have one of these bikes. Like, go buy one of these. And then the other kid like let me ride it, and cause I was like, man, let me see what's so special, cause they ain't had them bikes when I was younger. We just had the bike, we just throw on the curb and go in the house. Like, they don't want to lose these bikes. They got a whole kit in their book bag to tighten screw. I'm like, man, this is serious. And then they was trying to get me to pop wheelies. I couldn't pop no wheelies. I'm like, man, I told them I'm gonna get a bike and ride with them. So now I got to go find a way to go get some bikes. I talked to Toddy Lyons, I guess he's the owner of like the SC, like the bike company, and I talked to him, and he said he'll get me hooked up. So I guess I'm gonna be in a bike club this off season.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Alvin, you've had a couple of days to sort of let Christmas Day soak in. What does it kind of mean to you now that you've had a chance to kind of reflect on those 6 touchdowns and the historical aspects of it?
It's definitely a history. I'm blessed to be able to do it in a city that I love. With a team that I love. It's cool, but and I'm being like completely honest, like, I always say this, and I think y'all been dealing with me long enough, like I'm always just looking like to the next, I'm saying what's next, what more can I do? So that's kind of like what I'm looking for. I mean, it was cool with Christmas Day and all that, but I think as a team, we got so much more to accomplish. So, that was fun for me. It's personal. It was whatever, I woke up the next day and I, went to my other job. So it's cool. I'll be downplay. I don't want to downplay it and make it seem like it wasn't a great accomplishment, because it was. I was just. It was more happy. Like, I was more happy about like just sharing it with everybody. Sharing it with guys so excited for me, like Drew and Sean excited, all those guys excited. So it was cool.
Next one's from Amos Morale.
Yeah, kind of know what you're going to say to this, but I think you're like 68 yards from a 1,000-yard rushing season. Would that mean anything to you to hit that mark?
Yeah, so I'm 68 away. My sister was telling me after the game, she was like, yeah, you got 68 more to 1,000. And I don't really look
at the stats during the season, I'm just like playing so much, playing. And then she told me that, and I'm like, all right, well, shoot, if I get 68 yards, I'll probably finally like be an elite running back. You know, they say I ain't never had a 1,000-yard season, so if I get it, I get it. If not, it's whatever. We got more stuff to do.
Next one's from Doug Mouton.
Yeah, hey, Al, the Toronto Armstead's gotten a ton of love since that game. There's a bunch of videos of him. How glad are you to see that? And just talk a little bit about Toronto, what he means in the locker room and what he means on the field.
Man, I don't even want to talk about the field. Y'all see what he does on the field. Toronto in the locker room, like, he's one of those dudes, I mean, people gravitate towards him. He's like the upper in the locker room. I mean, he's a leader on the field, but off the field, I mean, he's just probably just as much or more of a leader. You know, guys talk to him, guys come to him for anything, advice, you know, to talk. I mean, you know, pre-COVID, you know, he had guys over his house, and, you know, we go over there, kick it with him. To me, he kind of like another big brother. I got a brother, but he another, like, older brother in this, you know, football world for me. And, man, he just, like, just an overall, you know, a great human. Like, you know, and I feel like I say that when you guys ask about some of these dudes on this team, like, you know, ask about DeMario and ask about Cams and Drews, like, man, we just got some great humans on this team that you like being around. I don't know how it is other places, but, you know, I like being here. I like being around the people that are here. You know, he's just a great dude. But to get back to, you know, on the field, he crushing people every week. I'm just happy they finally saw that. Like, it was so prominent, and he was just dragging dudes, and, you know, he talks about it on the sideline. He's like, I crushed him. He's like, okay, wait till you see the replay. I crushed him. Like, I'm killing him out there. I'm like, I already know. Shoot, I know what. And just as much as I'm running to the right, when I'm running to the left, I know, like, I could close my eyes and probably run to the left and get 10 yards, because I know Toronto's going to do what he got to do. He always handles his business. So happy he got his recognition. It's probably, I know they do, like, fines in the O-line room, because, you know, that's not a glamorous job. So when anybody get any type of, like, recognition in the media or anything, they fine each other. So I'm gonna fine them for being a star.
Next one's from Rod Walker.
Hey, Alan, Toronto won the media award last year, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Well, I'm gonna check the ledger and see if he got fined for that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, I want to ask you about going back to your 1,000 yards. The last time you did that was back at Hutchinson. What do you remember about that 1,000-yard season you had?
Man, I remember it. It was nothing like the NFL. I remember that. You know, but yeah, the last time I did that was at Hutch, and then before that, I guess high school. But, you know, it'll be cool to get that. So, I mean, I know Sean probably gonna sit here and watch this after we do this. So, Sean, I need like 68 more yards. So, whatever you want to do with that information is it's all you.
Next one's from John DeSager.
Alvin, this is kind of for the playful side, but 6 touchdowns. At some point, do you start running out of celebrations? I mean, where do you go for your inspiration on those?
Man, I don't know. I didn't even come up with the Snow Angels. I forgot who told me. I think either it was I don't know who told me. They was like, we're gonna do Snow Angels. I'm like, Dad, I don't care, whatever. I'm just like, all right, I'm about to. Hopefully, I get the 6. But I just started counting them, like, you know, Cook, after the 4th one, he started counting 4. The 5th one I got in there, the camera was right in front of me. It was perfect, opportune situation. I'm like, all right, I'm going to count 5. Snow Angels came up. The first one, I don't even know what I did. But that's a lot of touchdowns. I don't even think, that's the first time I've ever scored 6 touchdowns in a game. I don't even think I did that in high school. And I was cold in high school.
Next one's from Mike Triplett.
Alvin, I know we've asked you a few times about how Sean Payton has singled out your football intelligence and how rare it is at the position. I know he's compared you to Marshall Faulk in that aspect, but when did that start for you? Is that how you approached football from a young age? You wanted to know all the X's and O's, or is that something that came later?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. So I'm gonna answer this, and this might give y'all some insight into how I think and like the real football IQ. So me, I don't like people saying shit to me, right? So when we install something, I try to take the time to know what's going on before it's even installed. So when it's installed, I already know, then it's just reinforced. And then when I get on the field and, you know, Sean might try to say something to me before like the play, like, hey, this is that one. I'm like, yeah, I got it. I already know. I know. So it might be a little bit of it's like pride for me. I'm like, man, I know what I'm doing. I don't need nobody to say nothing to me unless I mess up. And that's kind of rare, you know. And you might have to ask Sean about that because he think I mess up all the time, but I don't mess up. I take pride in like knowing what I got to do. So I think that's where like the football IQ comes from, just trying to be ahead of the game. And then shoot, I play with Drew. He's like, I always watch him and how he dissect the game and dissect plays, and I always try to like, even during the game and during practice and stuff, I always try to like learn the plays, and I call them like I'll call them out, like recite the plays when Drew's in the huddle, and just try to know alignments, assignments, everything. So it makes the game easier. It makes it fun because I'll be bored sometimes.
It's always been that way, or there was a time when you did get corrected, you wanted to make that stop.
It's kind of always been like that, but I think more so like, in the NFL, you expect it to know, like, nobody's like sitting around babysitting you like, all right, well, you got this, that. But like in college and stuff, in high school and stuff, they kind of like try to run after you and babysit you and try to teach you after you already learned. So in college, that was like not for me. They're like, man, you got to do this, that. I'm like, I haven't done anything wrong yet. So until I do something wrong, leave me alone.
All right, we're all set, AK. And
Cool.
congratulations on the media award.
For sure. Appreciate that. I'm waiting for my trophy.